Good evening, everybody. It's been a long day today, and as you can see, so I'm ready to have my shower and go to bed in an hour or two. Speaking to my kids today and other members of my family, and just thinking, where am I looking? Where am I looking? I'm looking. It's tiredness. I was up at 7, I was out in the garden, believe it or not, and it'd been raining, just wiping over my tables, and I just couldn't get back to sleep, so I was a bit hyper. And then I was bathed and had my breakfast and everything by 8 o'clock, 7:30, and then off out to see Alfie, and did some shopping. So it's been a long day today, and family round. But I was talking about expectations, and what people achieve during their life, and what Alfie's achieved and what I've achieved. Our family and me, my survival, is thanks solely to my husband. He saved me when I was 15 and had been abused at home. He cared for me as a friend, as did his sister, and then we began courting, we married, he nurtured me, he loved me, he gave me 3 beautiful children, and we've got 3 grandchildren. And all through this, from the time I was 15, I had always said that my childhood would not, did not, could not affect me, but it did. It left scars. It left scars to the extent that I always felt that there was a need to prove myself to people. By the time I was 20, I had 3 children. By the time I was mid-20s, I was doing voluntary work while the children were at school, at a nursery. I was doing a university degree. I did a advanced secretarial course at the age of 28. I went to work for social services. I finished with the degree. Went to work for social services after getting the secretarial qualifications, rapidly got promoted twice. Did a diploma in psychology. Travelled all over the world. I've been to America on my own and with, the family also, probably 10, 12 times. Been to the Maldives, Cuba. By the time I was 39 and my children were grown, just out of their teens, I felt that I could accept a job in Saudi Arabia, and I went to work as a government liaison officer there for about 18 months. But I regret a lot of it. I don't regret getting my qualifications. I don't regret going to work. I do regret not keeping my head down, just minding my own business and not seeking advancement. And had the extra 2 children that Alfie and I originally wanted. We wanted 5 children. And I think it's down to me we didn't have those other 2. So in life, yeah, you've got to be fully open to experience, haven't you? At the same time living in the present moment, because what you are in this moment dictates the next moment, dictates the next hour, dictates the next day. You've also got to be able to trust yourself, take responsibility for yourself, and have an unconditional and positive attitude towards those whom you love, your family first and foremost, your friends. I'm afraid I let things go by the way, seeking advancement, as I say, seeking to prove myself, getting all these qualifications, having all these promotions, all this travel, all these beautiful clothes. I wish I'd have had another 2 children and stayed at home, worked, and then had another 2 children later on, like the Queen did, and then a second family, so to speak, and then go back to work later on. But I didn't. What I did do was achieve a semblance of good mental health eventually, which means to say that I am aware of my good points. I am aware and own up to my flaws. I've discovered what's more important in the whole world to me, which is Alfie and the children. The point of this video, I think, is to sum up what I achieved by the age of 28. A husband, 3 children. We bought our house, doing my degree, got my advanced secretarial qualifications, got my job with social services, travelling, and we all benefited as a family, and it was wonderful for a time until I let it go to my head a little bit. But I'd achieved all that by the age of 28, plus the voluntary work I was doing. And the reason I'm saying this now is because I do look at some people, such as Amberlynn, Tammy and Amy, £600 to £800, nearly £600 Amberlynn, and then going upwards for the 2 sisters. And I can't imagine wasting my precious life in such a way. I'm not saying that everybody could achieve what I did. I was fueled to achieve by my bad upbringing. It could just as easily gone the other way. Had I not met Alfie, I could have, I don't know, I dread to think what might have happened to me. But in order to have a good and decent life, you've got to be open to new experiences. You've got to grasp opportunities. You've got to make opportunities. You're not going to get opportunities by staying home and doing nothing. You've got to live in the present moment and think, no, I'm not going to have that to eat. I'm going to have that, which is half the amount of calories, and I'm going to do some exercise. It sounds very simplified, but when you break it down like that, it is simple. Take responsibility. Amberlynn, Tammy and Amy, and anybody else out there who is wasting their life away. I've got some massive regrets. Biggest regret, not concentrating enough on the family and not having those extra 2 children. It's my biggest regret. But I can't say we haven't had a good life, because we have. And to an extent now, we still are, as far as possible. So you girls, Amberlynn, who's 27, Tammy and Amy in their 30s, you know, your mental well-being needs to be addressed. And then things will start falling into place. You're not going to get proper support from people on YouTube, even those with the best of intents. You need medical and psychiatric assistance. I hate to see you waste your lives. I'd hate it if one of you were my daughter. I don't know what I'd do. I would be trying to hypnotise you or something into accepting the help that you so obviously need. Anyway, that's the end of my little talk tonight. And Alfie wasn't too well yesterday. Today improved a bit, but it's the ebb and the flow, isn't it, of life? You take the rough with the smooth, and a little bit rough at the moment, but we'll get through it. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and I'll be back with an uplifting video before the end of this weekend, if that makes sense. Have a great evening. Bye bye.